September 9, 1945. Dusk settles over the village of Takahama, Fukui Prefecture, Japan. The rice paddies lie empty, their water still and dark as obsidian mirrors reflecting a bruised sky. The autumn harvest should have begun weeks ago, but the fields remain untouched. Along the dirt path leading into the village, an elderly farmer named Tomio Nakamura stands motionless, his calloused hands gr. Nakamura stares at the can. His mind cannot reconcile what his eyes see with what he has been taught to expect. This is not how demons behave. This is not how barbarians act. This is something else entirely, something his 40 years of imperial indoctrination has not prepared him for. And in that moment, standing in a darkening field with his hands shaking and his heart racing, Tomio Nakamura begged. But the briefing his unit received before landing was unlike any combat preparation he had experienced. The officers spoke not of tactical objectives, but of humanitarian aid. They distributed pamphlets printed in Japanese with simple phrases: "We will not harm you. Please return to your homes. We bring food and medicine." They were told explicitly that their primary mission was not to occupy B. The men, a former corporal named Hiroshi Tanaka who had lost his left arm at Guadalcanal, felt tears sting his eyes, not because of the coffee itself, but because of what it represented. Abundance, casual abundance, abundance so vast that even occupying soldiers could afford to share luxuries with their former enemies. Through the medic who spoke rudimentary Japanese, the Americans explained the food shipments arrived in October. Massive trucks, driven by American soldiers, rumbled up the valley roads carrying sacks of rice, wheat flour, canned goods, dried milk, cooking oil, salt, sugar, commodities that had become almost mythical during the war years. The distribution was organized through the village headman, who worked with the American officers to ensure equitable allocation. But numbers alone cannot capture the psychological impact. The Japanese people had been taught that Americans were materialistic and spiritually empty, that their wealth was built on exploitation and would crumble in the face of Japanese spirit and sacrifice. Instead, they discovered that American wealth was built on systems, legal systems that protected property rights, economic systems that reward. Forms, corruption remained endemic, social hierarchies adapted rather than disappeared. But the fundamental change was undeniable. The Japan that emerged from occupation was not the Japan that had started the war. It was something new, a hybrid of traditional culture and Western political philosophy, uniquely Japanese yet built on principles first offered by occupying soldiers who brought food in, wished on the defeated Axis powers. It could have taken revenge, extracted tribute, colonized territories, enslaved populations. Instead, it chose to rebuild. It chose to feed its former enemies, to help them establish democratic governments, to integrate them into a system of international law and trade. This was not pure altruism. Cold War calculations played a significant role.